with this. Hey everybody, welcome back. James here at Countylineforge. We're going to keep on the same path of making some tongs. Today we're going to work on the wolf jaw tongs. This is a pair of wolf jaw tongs here. You can see it's slotted down the center, or grooved down the center, and it has 3 different notches here for different size stop to hold. So it's a very versatile set of tongs. They're not too hard to make. With a little bit of patience, you should be fine with them. We're going to use 1 by half, 9.5 inches long. You need 2 of them, okay? And they'll draw out. I went ahead and taken the liberty of making one of the blanks for us first. That way, try and keep this video a little shorter and give me something to reference to for the second one, because you got to make them match. So here's the first one. Here's what it looks like. And all that's left to do in it is pop the hole in it. So this piece right here, we're going to start with our first offset. First, to start off with, you need to mark out your material. Came back 1.25 inches on this side, center punch mark. 1.25 inches from that, center punch mark. Then you should have 7 inches from that center punch mark to the end of your material. And that's it. We're going to adjust this center punch mark as we go, because I'm going to thin this up a little bit. I would prefer 3/8 by 1 inch, but I don't have any. So I'm going to have to draw this out a little bit, thin it up some. As you can see, I've got that boss a little thinner than that. I've got that boss right at about 3/8. So it would help if I had 3/8, but I don't. So once we thin that out, that is actually going to draw out a little bit. We're going to come back and remark it. Once this offset's done, we're going to pull back our measurement, pop a mark. Okay? So let's get this in the fire and do our first set down. Come out of your fire, find your first offset, your first center punch mark, near side of your anvil, half on, half off. Give it a hit. Make that set down. Come up to the front of your bar. You're going to have to take this down pretty good ways. So. As we spread that, as we put those grooves in, it's gonna stretch it out some too. Plus, we're gonna thin it up, as you can see. It'll be a bit thicker still. Just keep it as a reference. That's why it's always nice. Once you get to this point, you need to get it hot. We're going to come back in, turn to our right, okay, and then we're going to create this offset at a 45 here, so the balls will rotate around itself nicely on both sides, okay. So we'll come in, I'd say an 1/8 inch above where your first set down is, at a 45-degree angle, just like so, okay. So let's get it hot. We'll do that. Cross the anvil, make sure you turn to your right, 45-degree angle. Set it down. See our offset we created there? That's going to help center our jaws up over top of one another, since we got to groove them. Okay? Went that way, we'll rotate right one more time. Find our center punch mark, far side of the anvil.
square. We're going to go to this side of our hardy hole. That's where our mark is. Go around to each corner of the mark, and from that point back we're going to leave square. Alright, we got it 8 even size. It's getting to a low dull red. Now it's a good time to round it up. Hitting all the high sides. Okay,
Got that bad boy drawn out, round it out.
How about it? Not too bad. Probably asked why I didn't use my rounding spring swage. Because,
Pull out that cool right there for a second.
it broke. Now, I didn't make this. I bought this from a place. I don't know if I should say their name right now because I'm not too thrilled about it. It wasn't too cheap. But, yeah, it broke right at their welds. I mean, it just snapped right off. And I don't use this thing too awful much. It's not, you can tell. I mean, it's never been distorted. You still got the writing on it, for God's sake. But I was using it on the other set and it just snapped off. And I'm sure you're sitting here thinking, well, why don't you go cut it and fix it? Well, if I cut it and fix it, I gotta cut the other one and fix it. And if you notice, there's a lot of undercut on that weld right there. Same thing here. And that broke right there due to that undercut because their arc bolts were too high, I believe, when they welded this. Trying to get too much penetration. You can see how much they undercut on these welds. But I'm sure you know where I got it from. I'm not gonna say their name, but not too thrilled about it. I'm gonna fix it, but that's more work for me and something I purchased and it didn't hold up worth spit. So yeah, rounding them by hand. 2 of them. This one is just a touch shorter on the nib than the other one, and that is because we have not put our notches in it yet. Once we do that, it should stretch it that 1/4 of an inch or so that we need. But there you have it. I mean, she came out about dead nuts even on the reins. See? Happy with that. Get this back in the fire. And I'll show you how I put these in there. Come out. Hold with your third hand. Take your chisel. We're going to just cut a groove right down the center. Don't plow. Hit the high spot. Chisel back in your previous mark. Roll forward just a hair till it hits the high spot and then hit it. Okay, let's deepen this groove up just a hair. You're not trying to cut it in half. We're just opening it up a little. Spread it. And spread it open. Okay, that should be about as deep as you need to go with your chisel. Because then you're going to take the piece of square bar, you're going to sit it in that notch, and we're going to get this thing hot. We're going to smash that square bar into it to form it a little bit. Get your piece of square bar. Mine still works just fine. Put your square bar on its 45 in your groove that you cut with your chisel. Hammer it in there. Okay. And that should be all you need for a set of wolf jaw tongs down that center groove. Now we're going to put in our grooves that are perpendicular to our center line. Okay. And you want to line these up. You want to start with your very first one. Okay. And that's going to draw it out the rest of the way. So you pretty much want to make sure you're over both of them. Mark in it. And as you do this, this is going to fuller the rest of it. It's going to push the end of that nib outward. See, we got a little bit longer there. Almost the same. After the next 2, we should be about equal. So we'll get it in the fire and we'll come back and we'll do this next one the same way. Number 2. And voila, exactly the same length now. Everything lines up. Now I'm gonna get my letters in here, get my letter set out, put my touch mark on here, then drill our holes real quick. We'll be ready to put these things together and see how they line up with the jaws. All right, get them adjusted up to a pair, get them adjusted up to some stock. We're gonna go with railroad spike, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Okay. Just want to swell that rivet out enough to where they won't come apart. And get it in the fire. Let's get it all hot. We have 1/4 inch, 1/2. That's like 5/8, somewhere around there. Railroad spike is what it is. So we're going to size it to those 3, and we're going to start with the railroad spike, okay? Okay. Get our railroad spike in there. Give it some love. Tap it to where you want it to go. Okay. And you want, when you're holding this, to be kind of open a good ways. That way when it's closed, it'll still fit the small stock. Okay. So don't overstretch them. Nope, that wasn't the hot end. Okay. Just make sure it all seats in there nicely. Alright. On to the next size. Got our 1/2 inch here. Put that in the center one. See how that holds. Should hold pretty well. It does. And it's moderately close together in your hand. You see? It's not too far, but you still got plenty of room to grip. And while it's still hot, let's check our 1/4 inch. And holds it beautifully. Now the test is, does it hold it straight? And the answer is, it absolutely does. Okay. See if it'll hold this railroad spike, or the 1/2 inch bar. And it surely does. Okay. So, now we're going to normalize these a couple cycles. And we'll do an oil finish on them. Everything's fitted up like it should be. Everything fits great, beautifully. They work freely. I may tighten that rivet up just a touch as it cools down, just so they aren't too floppy in his hand, because I hate when the tongs just flop around all willy-nilly. Hard to hold on to sometimes. Get that straight in there. Yes sir. Okay. I'm going to adjust these tong handles a little bit, the reins. Straighten them out some. Call these things done. Here we have it. Wolf jaw. Set the railroad spike. But, I mean, you could hold something bigger if you wanted to.
They all fit. It goes railroad spike, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Fits all of them perfectly. Things lined up nice and square. Looky there, looky there. Nice heavy set. Not too heavy. Made out of, they're down to about 3/8 round handles. They are, the reins are 13-inch long reins. Bit, you know, so overall about 17 inches long, set of tongs. Yeah, turns out great. Start off with 1/2 inch by 1 inch piece, 9.5 inches long. That's what I used to make each blank. Okay, so Mr. Lynn Buck, these will be headed to you very soon. It's Memorial Day here, so we aren't able to ship today, but tomorrow they are going in the mail, headed to Ireland, brother. So be on the lookout, sir. Hope this helps you guys in this series of tong making. We're going to do some more tongs, just not right this minute, but there will be more added to this, and I'll create a playlist of it for all the different tongs I've made for you guys to go back and reference to. So go check that out, please. I appreciate that, and thank you for watching. If you want to, hit the like button down below if you like the video. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't done that. If you want to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/countylineforge. That's those guys there that are subscribers to my Patreon. They keep me going over here. They keep, that money pays for the forge fuel, the abrasives that I have to buy, material to make things for the videos, stuff that I sell. I buy the material out of my pocket for that, but for the things that I'm not selling, I'm just making videos to help you guys out. The Patreon subscribers, that's what that pays for, so that helps a ton, guys. I really do appreciate that. You can join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Every little bit helps, but that gives you access to some perks and everything. So if you want to read about all that, go to patreon.com/countylineforge and check me out. Be on the lookout. One of my Patreons requested a video on making the axe pendant, so I'll have one of them come out very soon. Also, it's going to be some other cool stuff coming. I've got a lot of things, a lot of projects in the works. I'm going to be kind of taking a step back from hammer making soon. So if you guys want hammers, get your orders in now, because I believe within the next month I'll be done making hammers. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going to never make hammers again, but I'm not going to be making hammers right now for a little while, because I've got other things I want to do, and that's a good thing for you guys, because it's going to be some new content coming out for you. So stick around for that. Again, like I said, thank you very much for all the continued support. We're really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, guys. So share the videos. Let's get those subscriber counts up, man. And like we say here at Countyline Forge, we're going to catch you on the next one.